The X-Files is, and always has been, a show that specializes in what the f moments. Even now, for better or worse, the current season is delivering pretty wild moments to its fiercely loyal fans, and whether or not fans want those moments is another video entirely. From huge story arc revelations to terrifying monsters of the week and jump scares galore, The X-Files specializes in surprising and even sometimes delighting fans with truly bizarre monsters and moments that make us all say, what the f? Here are 7 of our favorite campy, classic WTF episodes. The host. As far as Monster of the Week episodes go, this one's fairly routine. Weird monster is killing people, Mulder and Scully figure it out, weird monster is contained, or is it? The WTF factor in this episode comes from the fact that the monster lives in sewage and attacks people mostly by crawling out of toilets. I don't know, something about a monster who lives in the shallow bowels of a rented porta-john just never did it for us. A little more what the f than oh my god. Plus, the actual monster looks like the ugly cousin of the fish man from The Shape of Water. What the fuck indeed. Our Town. Despite being very WTF, this episode is also one of our favorites. Why? Because it's an example of perfect synergy between Scully's skills and Mulder's expertise in the occult and paranormal.
Folk tales dating back to the 19th century from the Ozarks describe people being taken away by fireballs. It's supposed to be the spirits of massacred Indians.
Sure, it all culminates in a small town that's been eating each other in order to stay young. That's pretty bonkers. But it took teamwork to get to that conclusion, and that's what really matters. Oh, no? You think it's the entire town of people eating each other in order to stay young that really matters? Okay, yeah, fair enough. That's very nuts. Small potatoes. The fact that this story is centered on babies being born with tails is pretty WTF. The fact that Mulder's first break in the case comes from a case of plumber's crack is pretty what the f. But Small Potatoes makes our list not for those reasons, but rather for a truly confusing Mulder and Scully near kiss. It was so cruel to tease us in this way. A shape-shifting predator masquerading as Mulder, luring Scully with wine and charm. So cruel. So what the f? Humbug. We like to think of this episode as a scary, twisted precursor to the Jake Gyllenhaal classic film Bubble Boy. This episode centers around the murders of several sideshow performers and is filled with cool visuals and moments of surprise. The episode actually feels, well, kind of like a sideshow. Also, Scully does a magic trick, proving yet again that Dana Scully is the greatest and we should all worship at her altar. Then, when the perpetrator of the murders is revealed to be the underdeveloped conjoined twin of one of the performers, I mean, if you didn't say, wait, what the f? Then what's going on with you? Never Again. Oh boy, Never Again, aka the Talking Tat episode from season 4. So many insane moments from this gem. There's an evil, possessive tattoo, Scully getting a tattoo, Scully almost getting killed by a talking tattoo.
Burn her! Burn her!
Wait, did my dad write this episode to keep me from getting a tattoo? It kind of felt like that back in the 90s. In addition to being a very dark anti-tat PSA, Never Again explores Scully's personal life, which in hindsight is a pretty big train wreck. Surely a beautiful, brilliant doctor had options besides her obsessive partner and a man with murderous ink, right?
She talks to me.
No? Jeez, man, what the f? War of the Cockroaches. Okay, you might not all know this, but SYFY is headquartered in New York City. And one of the joys of living in New York is that there are cockroaches. There are cockroaches on the subway, big ones. There are cockroaches on the street. And sometimes there are even cockroaches in your apartment. So this episode, all about killer cockroaches, might not hit so close to home for everyone. But for any city dweller, watching this season 3 classic almost qualifies as cruel and unusual punishment. Oh, also, bonus what the f points for Scully declaring a subject's cause of death to be cerebral aneurysm brought on by a real tough shit.
Straining too forcefully is very common causation for bursting a brain aneurysm.
Who knew autopsies could also be hilarious? Home. Oh, okay. So true X-Files, and I'm spelling that P-H-I-L-E-S, probably saw this one coming. I mean, there's no way around it. Home isn't just one of the most what the f episodes of the X-Files, it's one of the most insane episodes to ever air on network TV. Just thinking about this episode makes us gag. And trust us, however insane your family might be, the Peacocks make them look like the Waltons. Their mom lives on a skateboard under the master bed.
This is our home.
And that's like normal compared to the rest of their story.
It's all right, ma'am. We're federal agents.
Well, those are 7 of our favorite very nuts moments from the X-Files. What are some of your favorites? Too shy? Maybe the episodes that deal with the fate of the lone gunman? How unjust. Let us know in the comments, and hey, trust no one.